These are the audio flashcards for Chapter 2, the Tree ID chapter. I'm going to read the word, pause a little bit, and then read the definition. If the speed is too fast or slow, you can go into the settings of the video and change it to whatever you like. Alternate. In an alternate leaf arrangement, there is only one leaf or bud at each node. The leaves are not directly across from each other, but they're offset along the stem. Angiosperm. Angiosperms are flowering plants, which have seeds inside an ovary that's going to develop into a fruit. Angiosperms are further divided into monocots, like grasses and palms, and dicots, which are most woody trees, shrubs, and others. Bipinnate. Bipinnate or bipinnately compound means that a leaf is doubly pinnate. Where a pinnate leaf has leaflets, in a bipinnate leaf, the leaflets are further divided into another set of mini leaves. Broad-leaved. A broad-leaved tree is one that has wide, flat leaves. All broadleaf trees are angiosperms, so they produce flowers, and their seeds are found inside fruits. Class. In taxonomy, a class is the group below division, also known as phylum, and above the order level. Compound leaf. A compound leaf is a leaf that is made up of two or more leaflets. The leaflets can be distinguished from the leaves by looking for a bud at the attachment point. If there is no bud, you're looking at a leaflet that's part of a compound leaf. Compound leaves can be pinnate, bipinnate, or palmate, depending on how the leaflets are arranged. Conifer. Conifers are the largest group of gymnosperms, or naked seed plants. A conifer is a cone-bearing tree that often has needle, scale-like, or awl-type foliage. Their seeds are found inside those cones. Cultivar. Cultivar is short for cultivated variety, which is a variety with unique characteristics that cannot reliably reproduce without human intervention. Usually you have to propagate them asexually, essentially cloning them to maintain the characteristics that you want to pass on. Cultivation. Cultivation is the growing and raising of plants, or preparing the land to grow plants. Deciduous. A deciduous tree loses its foliage every year at the same time, usually in the winter, but there are also summer deciduous trees. Entire. Entire is used to describe a leaf margin that is completely smooth. Eudicot or eudicotyledon. A eudicot or a dicot is a plant that has two cotyledons or seed leaves in its embryo. These are the first leaves that come out of a seed. Their veins tend to be branched or net-like, and their vascular bundles are arranged in a ring in the stem. This group is larger than the monocots. Family. In taxonomy, a family is a group under the order level and above the genus level. It's the biggest group that's helpful in tree ID because flowers and fruits will look similar within a family. The family names end with the suffix ace. Foliage. Foliage refers to the leaves, needles, fronds, etc. of a plant, which are the main parts that collect sunlight for photosynthesis. Form or forma. According to the study guide, form refers to a group of plants within a species that has distinct variations, and these occur sporadically and naturally. A clearer definition to me is that a form of a species varies in only one characteristic. The form is found sporadically in the same space as the main species, and it's found often enough that the one unique trait is obviously not a one-time mutation. Genus. In taxonomy, a genus is the group below the family level and above the species level. It includes species that have similar fundamental traits, like oaks and pines. The plural for genus is genera. Gymnosperm. A gymnosperm is a vascular plant with exposed seeds, which are usually found inside cones. Ginkgos and conifers are part of this group. Hybrid. A hybrid plant is one that was created across different genus or species, so their offspring have intermediate qualities. It might also be very inbred within a single species. The scientific name usually has an X to indicate the crossing. Identification key. An identification key is a tool that allows you to work through characteristics one by one to narrow down a species. It's usually dichotomous, meaning that at each step, there's two options that take you to different sections of the key. Internode. An internode is a part of the stem that's found between two nodes. Kingdom. In taxonomy, a kingdom is the broadest group. Here, animals and plants are separated. The level below kingdom is phylum/division. Leaf apex. The leaf apex is the tip of the leaf blade. It's the furthest point from the stem. Leaf base. The leaf base is the bottom part of the leaf blade, which is the closest part to the stem. Leaf margin. The leaf margin is the outer edge of the leaf blade. Monocotyledon or monocot. A monocot is a plant that has just one cotyledon or seed leaf inside the embryo. Their veins tend to be parallel to one another, and their vascular bundles are scattered throughout the stem. Grasses and palms are considered monocots, and palms are not considered true trees. Morphology. Morphology is the study of the physical form and structure of living organisms, basically what you can see with the naked eye. Node. The node is the point on the stem where leaves, branches, and aerial roots attach and grow from. Nomenclature. Nomenclature or binomial nomenclature is a two-part naming system for scientific names. The first part is the genus, and it's always capitalized, while the second part is the specific epithet. Together, they make up the species name. This name should always be italicized when it's typed out or underlined when you write it by hand. There are other rules for hybrids, varieties, and so on. Opposite. Opposite refers to leaf or branch attachment, where there are two leaves or branches at the same node on opposite sides of each other. Order. In taxonomy, order is the group below the class level, but above the family level. Palmate. Palmate can refer to the pattern of veins on a leaf or the arrangement of leaflets on a stem. They radiate from a single point in a fan-like pattern. If you're talking about leaflets, the leaf can be called palmately compound. Phylum. In taxonomy, phylum is the group below the kingdom level and above the class level. Another name for phylum is division. Pinnate. Pinnate can refer to the pattern of veins on a leaf or the arrangement of leaflets on a compound leaf. Pinnate means that the veins or the leaves are arranged along both sides of an axis, like along the main vein or along the stem that holds the leaflets. If you're talking about leaflets, the leaf can be called pinnately compound. Pith. The pith is the very center of a stem. It might be a different or lighter color than the tissue around it, and in mature stems or trunks, the actual pith tissue may have been crushed a long time ago. Propagation. Propagation is the process of increasing the number of plants you have, both sexually and asexually. Sexual or reproductive propagation requires pollination between two plants, which then produces a seed with more genetic diversity. Asexual or reproductive propagation takes pieces to create clones of the original plant. Serrate. Serrate is used to describe the margin or the edge of a leaf. A serrated edge is toothed, with the teeth pointing forward towards the leaf apex. Simple leaf. A simple leaf has a single blade that is not split up further into smaller pieces. Species. In taxonomy, a species is the group below genus. They can reproduce among themselves and they have similar offspring. In terms of names, a species' scientific name usually has two parts, the genus and the specific epithet. Specific epithet. The specific epithet is the second part of a scientific name after the genus. Subspecies. The study guide's definition is a group of plants within a species that has naturally distinct differences, usually within a specific geographic region. Another definition that's clearer to me is that a subspecies is a group within a species that is geographically separated, so they've become more distinct. But if you bring them together with other members of the species, they're genetically compatible and they can produce offspring. Taxonomy. Taxonomy is the field of study that focuses on identifying, classifying, and describing living organisms. Variety. According to the study guide, a variety is a naturally occurring subdivision of species with distinct differences. They breed true to that difference, meaning their offspring will carry those characteristics. A clearer definition to me is that a variety is a level below subspecies, where the differences are more minor but will still pass down to their offspring. It's somewhere between having larger differences, like a subspecies, and having only one unique trait, like a form or forma. Vascular plant. A vascular plant is a plant that has dedicated tissue to move water, nutrients, and photosynthase throughout itself. The water-conducting system is the xylem, and the nutrient-conducting system is the phloem. By comparison, non-vascular plants move things cell by cell, so it's not efficient. Whorled. Whorled refers to leaf or branch arrangement where more than two leaves are arranged in a circle around a single point on the stem.